Hey guys, what's up? It's Sarah. Today I'm going to be doing the socially awkward book tag. Now this is the first original tag that I've created. I didn't see any other socially awkward book tags out there. Sorry if there is already one. I'm a very awkward person, and I feel like there are a lot of people on BookTube that can relate to this, which is why I'm doing this. Alright, so the first category is when you go to a party and you don't know anyone. A favorite standalone novel. For this, I am going to say Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. For those of you who have read this, it's pretty awesome. I would say both Eleanor and Park are pretty awkward people. Not that that's a requirement of this category. You could just pick any favorite standalone novel that you like. But yeah, Rainbow Rowell could basically write anything and I would probably want to read it. The next category is when you join a random conversation by laughing when everyone else laughs. A book that cracked you up. The last book that I read that really cracked me up was Yes Please by Amy Poehler. Amy Poehler is pretty much hilarious. I listened to this on audiobook, and it was really funny to hear her narrate the whole thing, and she had special guest readers come in and narrate random parts of it. It was pretty hysterical. So if you're a fan of Amy Poehler, I would definitely check out her book. The next category is when you're not sure whether to give someone a hug or a handshake. A book that you weren't sure how you felt about. The last book that I read that I wasn't really sure how I felt about was Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I listened to this on audio as well, and I think part of my confusion about this book was because the narrator of the audiobook, I just thought her voice was kind of annoying at first. I mean, I got used to it as it went on, but when I was reading it, it was one of those where I was really interested in what was going to happen, and was kind of interested in the characters, and then when it was over, I was like, don't really know how I felt about that. But I am still interested in reading more of her work because I've heard a lot of good things. I think I just maybe picked the wrong book to start out with her. The next category is when you're walking with confidence before you trip and fall. A book that began well, but you didn't like the ending. For this, I'm going to say Champion by Marie Lu. Everyone say hey to my friend Frank. He's a pretty awkward cat as well. So it wasn't that I didn't like the ending, but I remember when I started this book, I was really interested in how it was going to end, and I was really interested in this trilogy overall, and I read it really quickly. But by the time I got to the ending, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. So yeah, didn't really know about this ending. The next category is when you think of two words like awesome and rockin, and you end up saying something like aweckin. A book that you didn't understand. For this, I'm gonna say 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. It's not that I didn't understand the plot of this book or what was happening. It's pretty straightforward, so I got that. But I did not understand why this book was a bestseller. And I still don't. And now the movie has made like millions of dollars. I don't get it. I don't understand. Can someone please explain this to me? Because I don't get it. The next category is when you realize your shirt's inside out. A book you like with a cover you didn't like. Okay, this is kind of maybe a cop-out because this book has several different covers, but I absolutely love The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. And look at this cover. No. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's alright. I don't know. I've seen a lot better covers to this book, and I don't really know why I got this copy. I guess it was probably the cheapest, and I needed it for school, I think. Anyway, I need to get a better copy of this. The next category is when you say something you shouldn't at a job interview. A book you love with a lot of cursing. The last book I remember reading that had a lot of cursing was The Retribution of Mara Dyer. I can't really remember if the first two books had a lot, but I remember definitely being like, wow, they've dropped the F-bomb quite a few times. For a young adult book especially. But I think understood why they were doing that because the book itself just got a lot more intense, I think, than the previous two books, and I feel like it was realistic. And the last category is when you do a goofy dance with your awkward friends. A book you loved with an awkward main character. For this, I'm going to have to say, This Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sales. I just read this. I did a review of it that I will link to down below. But I absolutely loved this book. And Elise, the main character, she's pretty awkward when the book starts out. But one of the cool things about this book, I think, was that it was kind of about her journey to finding herself and accepting who she was as a person, which I think is awesome. And it's not that she's less awkward when the book ends. I mean, she's more sure of herself, but I feel like she finds out how to feel like there is a place for her in the world as she is, without having to change herself, which I think is a really cool message. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love young adult literature so much, is because I think that's a pretty universal theme, whether you're 16 or 60. Alright guys, that was the socially awkward book tag. I'm not going to tag anybody in particular. Everyone who sees this, feel free to do this tag, especially those of you who consider yourselves to be socially awkward. Alright, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!